We need to have self-belief, trust, and confidence. Now, these are all the things I was lacking when I had that overriding, just constant feeling of fear and doubt and lack of self-confidence. So how do we get that? Well, we need to go on these two journeys. So the reason you're stuck as a trader is just biological, and we're humans, so we have to figure this out. Now, there's two journeys you need to go on. We're going in the same direction. Okay. The one is the real journey. Now, this is the growth you need to start doing. Now, if you're following the series, you're already 2 weeks into this topic. Believe it or not, you're already been sending new messages to your brain. Slowly, you're starting to have these like realizations. The real journey can be a little bit slow because you have to be aware of certain things that you are thinking, feeling, and then the way you're behaving, and then you need to reflect and start to think differently. So you've already started that journey if you've been following this series of the Trader's Journal. And your brain will slowly start making these connections and working it out. And you will, as you start applying this, you will start getting over time the confidence and the belief and the self-trust that you need. Over a certain number of time, if you keep telling your brain the right things, this transformation will happen. Now, we just don't want it to take forever because you want to start making profits, right? So I'm doing these series every week, so you can speed up your process by just tuning into these and taking notes and going and applying what we've had homework the last 2 weeks. Hopefully you've done that. So the more you just expose your brain that sends that panic reaction, the more you expose it to positive thinking, positive affirmations, positive, just different ways to kind of frame. You're reframing the problem for your brain. Slowly your brain will start making you feel more comfortable in those spaces, okay? So we're already speeding up that process. The second thing you can do is you can do coaching. So we do that over 6 to 10 sessions. Each session is 2 hours. So you spend about 12 to 20 hours with a coach. It doesn't have to be me, but it needs to be someone that has proper coaching. It's a two-way conversation where you're problem solving and you're growing. So it's transformational coaching. So you can look for a performance coach, transformational coach. Some people are called life coaches, success coaches. The most important thing with a coach is that it's someone that you gel with, that you have a connection with, that you can have those honest conversations with, because in those coaching sessions, it's all about you getting awareness. It speeds up the awareness part. So as soon as you're aware of something that you're thinking or a belief you have or a way you're kind of like why you have negative thoughts about yourself, so lack of confidence, sometimes you can't, I could never figure out why I lacked confidence until I did coaching, because I needed someone just holding up a mirror and throwing those kind of what they were seeing back at me so I could go, that, and then I could figure it out. My brain could figure it out for me. That's the one journey you can go on. There's loads of self-help books for this journey. There's loads of them. Start with something like, I like the recent one I've read is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This journey, the more you are just exposing your brain to start thinking differently, you're going to go on this journey. You're already on this journey. Okay. Now let's look at the second journey. This is what I call, it's tools, but it's a way to kind of fake it till you make it. We can trick our brains into, for a moment, to be cool, calm, and collected so that you can think clearly while you're trading. And these are little tools that as you're trading, you can just calm that brain, that panic brain, long enough. That's what we want to do. I use tools still all the time, and I've been working on this stuff for ages. I feel great about what I'm doing. I've got so much more confidence. I've got a lot of confidence and a lot of belief. I still use tools because when we're trading, this is my business. There's a lot at stake. I don't want to take the chance that because this morning I woke up and, the dog is sick, let's say, suddenly my emergency brain while I'm trading just pulls a fast one on me, flips a fuse, and we go into panic mode. I just can't take that risk. I love using my tools because it makes me not have to, it makes it so much easier. So these aren't just completely fake it till you make it. They're going to be super helpful while you're going on the other journey, but you'll probably use them for a very long time, if not forever. I'm going to tell you the 3 that are my favorites. One is routine. Have a routine because it calms your brain. It sets you up. It gets you into the, from your personal, wake up and the dog is sick, that kind of life, to I'm now a calm, very in control trader. So a routine getting into your work is really important. I have a very set routine. Self-reflection and being aware and stuff, it's also exhausting. Just this mental and mindset and psychology side of your trading day is exhausting. Even when you do not take a trade because there wasn't a trade on the charts, I will end the day and go, oh my God, I'm exhausted, because it's hard work keeping yourself this disciplined. So when I go into my private life, sometimes I'm pretty undisciplined. I kind of just, enjoy life. But I'm very controlled while I'm at work, and using routine helps you massively, massively. Okay. The second one is journaling. Journaling helps your other journey. It helps kind of get your panic thoughts out, anything that's bothering you out on a page, and it helps you kind of just do some reflection. The more you're aware and do reflection, the more you're going to grow on your other journey. Okay, so doing journaling before you trade, it's also going to help you have that end of week review, where if there's a day that you did break your rules, that you didn't behave that well on the charts, you can go and read your journal and go, actually, this is what was going on for me. Guess what? You're going to be growing and learning, and that's going to fuel the other side, the other journey. Journaling, but journaling properly, is really, really important. Okay, and if you don't know how to journal properly, and by properly I mean to support your growth of mindset and psychology. So if your journaling is, I opened the trade at $2.02, closed it 2 minutes later. If it's technical stuff you're journaling, you're really wasting your time. Start journaling about your inner journey. Start journaling about what you're thinking, what you're feeling, because that's going to inform how you behave, and then you can connect the dots later during your review. But number 3 is meditation. Okay, we need to start meditating. Now, my suggested recommendation is to meditate for 10 minutes before you start trading. So after you've done your journal, meditate for 10 minutes. And then while you're trading, if you have any awareness of things, step back and take a 90-second just meditation. Now, I call it meditation. You can also call this reflection. You can call this just quiet time. Meditation is a huge, huge tool. It's a great tool that you have to almost learn to meditate. You have to learn to reflect. Don't force it. Don't try and control it. Just quiet 10 minutes. Even if you can't quieten your brain, you can write that in your journal, and it tells you something about your current state. Okay, this is all going to help journey 1, your real journey, your real growth. But meditation is amazing. And the thing you can meditate on, think about you specifically in your future goal. Imagine you having achieved whatever your future goal is, your big goal, how you look, how you think, how you breathe. Okay, you want to put yourself in your future avatar during these meditations, and then that will give you a great feeling of confidence, of self-belief, long enough to use that to trade without massive panic overtaking you. That's kind of what we're trying to get to.